I'm Chef Jasper, and today we're in the kitchen preparing an old Sicilian favorite. That's right, one of my mama's and my nana's favorite dishes. I learned the recipe from them. I have all the secrets, and you're gonna get some of them, and a tasty treat that's just unbelievable. These Sicilian artichokes, oh my, the memories they bring back, of course, and it's not difficult. People see artichokes and they get a little nervous, but when you look at them, just look at this. You know, looks like an ancient vegetable or something, and people don't realize this may be just the best part of that artichoke. This goes right into the heart, which everybody absolutely loves. So let's start cleaning this artichoke because that may be the hardest part of this whole recipe. Now, you hold it by the stem here, okay? And we're just gonna cut straight down. But we're not gonna throw that stem away. We're gonna trim it, and you may have a little waste here, but that's okay. We're gonna throw this right in to the boiling water. How about that? Oh yeah, that's just a little extra for the chef to enjoy. And then, of course, we get our artichoke. Now, the thistle, plant, it's a little harder to work with, and you can cut yourself. It's pretty sharp, some of these edges. My mom would always trim with a pair of scissors. I mean, scissors in her kitchen, that was something else. We used to cut pizza with the scissors. That was just like a hand tool you had to have. I'm going to show you a very quick way. We start about, I don't know, I'd say about 3/4 of an inch down, and this takes a little time, but that's it. Look at this. Now, I hope I had a nice even cut there. I did not. That's okay. It's perfect. We're just going to trim right there, just what I was talking about. We want it to look nice, so that may be a little too much right there still. And then we start cleaning the artichoke itself. So throw away these leaves. I know I hate to waste anything, but you really can't do anything with these outer leaves. They're too hard. Some people leave them on. They're great for decoration, if you're just putting the artichokes out on a table. But people don't realize how these artichokes date back so many centuries. And the filling. Now, a lot of people just enjoy a nice artichoke. You boil it or you steam it. You cool it and you serve it with maybe some hollandaise sauce or some melted butter. But the old classic Sicilian style has a little history to it that I absolutely love. And we're talking about San Giuseppe. I've talked about that before. St. Joseph, of course. And the breadcrumbs. And why do we use breadcrumbs? It's very simple. The breadcrumbs, along with the cheese and the garlic and the olive oil, they give a great flavor. But what I absolutely love, the breadcrumbs represent the wood shavings from St. Joseph the carpenter, because they prayed to him, the Sicilians did, so they would come out of the famine. And they did. And every year on March 19th, they celebrate San Giuseppe Day. And of course, it's a big feast and a lot of eating, pasta con sarde and froges and stuffed artichokes and more. But they also celebrate all the month of April during Lent and into Easter. So this is a great dish for your table. Let's trim this a little bit also, the bottom part, that's it. And all we need to do is drop this into boiling water for about 10 minutes. But I also have a little something extra. I have some lemon here, and I'm just gonna put a little bit of that lemon juice right in there. You know what that's gonna do? Stop the artichoke from turning brown or grayish color. All right, this is gonna take about 10 minutes, like I said, and we'll be right back. All right, and now my artichoke is fully boiled, and we take it out of here. Let that water drain as much as possible. And then we'll let it cool for about, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. I don't want to put it in an ice bath or anything like that. Just set it aside. I already have some prepared. And then we need to start with our filling, our stuffing, of course. And of course, I have a little bit of Italian parsley. You could do any kind of parsley, really, but I like the Italian parsley for this. And I don't chop it up really, really fine because I really kind of want to bite into it, kind of like my garlic. We'll do the same thing. So let's just chop this up. Now, along with this, we will have, of course, the Italian breadcrumbs. And then everyone always asks me when they read the recipe, why not some more salt? Well, I'm using a Pecorino Romano or a very, very sharp Parmesan cheese. And to me, that is salty enough. So really no need to use a lot of salt in this. And remember, the Sicilians used to only stuff this with the breadcrumbs. But today, you'll see people stuff them with shrimp and lobster and crab, some seafood, of course, or other vegetables. But the old school way is just the breadcrumbs themselves. Now, we have our breadcrumbs, of course. And you think it's just plain breadcrumbs, and it is at the beginning. Of course, we add our parsley, and I told you I like a lot of parsley. Don't put this on a food processor because your breadcrumbs will turn more of a greenish color. We don't want that. And then we have some garlic, and I like lots of garlic for this. So let's just chop that up also. And I like a little bite into the garlic. I want a little crunch, so it's not going to be pureed or minced or disappeared like some of my sauces. I want a little taste in there of a bite into that garlic and really give it a nice sharp flavor. You need a little substance, and I think the garlic just does that to it. All right. Now, along with the garlic, we will add our Parmesan or Romano. It's up to you. I use a lot of Romano cheese. I think maybe that's just my Sicilian background. The Pecorino Romano. Pecora is the sheep, so it's the sheep's milk Romano that we like. And usually that is very, very salty. All right, I think our garlic is just chopped enough. Nice little bites, like I said. And, of course, to this, we will add our cheese, and we'll just toss this. So this is our base. Give it a good mix. And now we kind of make a little well in the middle, okay? And I add a little bit of the hot water or chicken broth to my breadcrumbs. Just a little bit. Here's my chicken broth. And we want to get it what my mom used to say, you want it nice and moist. Just like this right here. See, it looks like it's all clumpy and everything. That's okay. Kind of brings there we go. Kind of brings the garlic and the cheese to life, and that's what we want. And then we have the carciofi. Now, when we talk about the carciofi, I told you about the ancient, artichoke itself, but I like to do something a little bit different. Now, most people will get it just like this, and they de-choke it. But when you de-choke it, when you say de-choke, you take the middle part out. You also tend to break that artichoke up, and it spreads out too much. I love the beautiful flower look it has, but I still leave that intact. I don't mind working around that when I'm eating the artichoke. So get our leaves here and kind of just loosen them up a little bit. And we're going to put more moisture in there in just a little bit, but this is just the beginning right now. I put it right in here, and I kind of open it up a little each way, and you see what I'm doing now? Kind of filling those leaves up. I'm sprinkling it down in there, but I'm doing it gently. And you see it starting to spread. This is exactly what we want. The same way. See, it's starting to kind of break apart there. Just imagine if I took that choke out, it would really start falling apart. Now, another thing I like to do, I boil the artichokes ahead of time. A lot of Italians just clean the artichokes, stuff them, and then they bake them. But I think they're a little too dry like that. Okay, now here we go. A little more breadcrumbs, because look at this. This is the whole artichoke. It's not even fully stuffed yet. But I have another little secret here. I want to make sure we get down in all those little crevices of those leaves. At this point, we don't need the salt. We need a little bit of olive oil right on top of this. Oh, this gives the flavor, and it makes them so moist. Again, I pick it back up, I hold it, and we put some more just like this, right on top. Don't worry, it broke apart there because I'm going to put this in my casserole here. And, of course, I'll have another one in there along with a little more chicken broth. A little more of that right on top. Make it nice and moist. And a little bit of the olive oil. And I use extra virgin olive oil. Oh, it's so good. And we just do the same thing with the other artichoke. It doesn't take long. Now, this one is a little looser. That's okay. It's even better, really. But we got to be gentle. We don't want to spread it out too much. And we just do the same thing here. I could do this a little quicker. Once you start making these, oh my, you can do 12, 15, because you're going to need a lot of them if you have a big family, or you could just split them. Sometimes I'll do a dinner party, and I'll just serve them just like this, and I'll cut them down the middle. This way people can get half of them. And then it's kind of like a family thing to do. When you get down to the bottom, down to the heart, you know, and those artichoke bottoms, that's when, of course, we like to get that part, and you cut that up, you slice that bottom, you clean it all out. Oh my, a little more extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of water from, or chicken broth, it doesn't matter, from our hot boiling water. And there you have it. One more time. Want to make sure these are nice and full. Get all those little crevices. See, I see some that don't have any stuffing in them. Just go back over it and look at it again. Because once that stuffing cooks down there, and oh, you eat that, and then there's a whole nother workshop or class video I could do on how to eat an artichoke properly. Because it's a little messy. Of course, we'll put this right in here. I like it a little tight like that. That's perfect because they stay together. And then it gets a little messy, but that's okay. A little oil right on top. And we'll put this in about a 400-degree oven for about 20 minutes or so. I'll be right back with that. Oh, the smell right out of that oven brings me back to my childhood and every holiday. Just look at these stuffed artichokes. They are something else. Let's kind of grab one here. It's going to fall apart a little bit. That's okay. Will you look at that? And then, better than that, I told you, don't throw these away. You could slice these up. You could put them in a casserole, make a little frittata with them. They are something else. Now, the Sicilian artichoke, the art of eating the Sicilian artichoke. It's not hard. They pull right apart. Just look at this. And again, it's so moist, it's going to fall apart. Come on. All you do is you hold the little tip up here and you go like this. Talk about delicious. This is a dish that's been in my family. Excuse me for talking, but oh my God, and eating while I'm talking, but it's so good. It's been around for centuries, and now you know how to make it. Sicilian artichokes, they are so delicious.
Brought to you by Hen House Markets.